Yo, what is up, party people? My name is Sage Lewis, and this is the Sage Against the Machine podcast. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to tell you what number it is, because every time I tell you what number podcast I'm on, I go back and I'm like, no, that's not right. I think I know what it is, but I'm not totally sure. I think it's 103. Politics. Should we talk about politics? Should we talk about Elon Musk? Should we talk about these bigger issues? Maybe. Why not? Why not talk about politics? Shall we? Because, you know, it is political season. 'Tis the season to feel fearful to your core. That's what politicians like to do to you. It terrify the shit out of you to get you to vote. Let's start with our man Joe Biden. Do they still call him Sleepy Joe? See, here's the thing about politics. Liberals hear one thing, and conservatives hear another thing. I hear you conservatives can't wait to burn, I don't even know his name, Biden's son, Hunter Biden, to the at the stake. Like, that's like your big agenda. That's your big agenda, according to liberal news media. I read that somewhere. Basically, what I understand is Robin Everly's in the house. What's up, my brother? What is up? It's good to see you. According to liberal media, the only thing that you conservatives want to do is prosecute Hunter Biden and impeach Joe Biden, which I'm pretty sure is also bullshit. I'm pretty sure that you probably have some other agendas, but that's the thing. So here, I pay for two newspapers. I pay for the Akron Beacon Journal, which skews liberal, and I pay for the New York Times, which skews liberal. And so this is what I do. I get emails from these people. I go over here and I'm like, oh, look, shoes that liberal people like. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Men's Warehouse. Oh, they're very nice. Oh, yes. No way. I'm not wearing those shoes. Fuck those shoes. I don't wear those shoes. I'm not carrying that bag. Too cheap for that. So let's see. Netanyahu. I can't talk international politics at a time like this. I don't know. There it is. Here it is. This is what I woke up to this morning. Biden warns that big lie Republicans imperil American democracy. That's what I heard. That's what I woke up to this morning in a primetime address. President Biden condemned election violence and voter intimidation just days before Tuesday's midterm elections. There he is. Look at there. Can we listen to this without me getting banned? I'm going to press it. Let's just press it.
What if you were
Oh, Jesus Christ. How much money do I have to fucking pay to not have to watch commercials, God damn it? There is no money. That's the answer. There is no money. Do you remember when here we go.
An overwhelming majority of Americans believe our democracy is at risk, that our democracy is under threat. They too see.
Wait, how many?
Recent polls have shown that overwhelming majority of Americans believe our democracy is at risk.
An overwhelming majority of Americans. That's crazy.
That our democracy is under threat. They too see that democracy is on the ballot this year.
Okay, so that's what it is. We're not just voting for Donald Trump enthusiasts, and we're voting for democracy.
This is also the first election since the events of January 6th, when the armed angry mob stormed the U.S. Capitol. I wish I could say the assault on our democracy had ended that day.
Assault on democracy. You see what he's trying to do here? He's trying to, like, get away from the issues, get away from the economy, get away from the Ukraine, and be like, if you vote for a Republican, people watching the New York Times, you are voting against democracy.
But I cannot. As I stand here today, there are candidates running for every level of office in America, for governor, Congress, Attorney General, Secretary of State, who
Look at you. You can name all these positions. Good job, Joe.
commit. They will not commit to accepting the results of election that they're
That is a little weird, I gotta say.
running in.
Yeah, that seems to, so, okay. This does seem a little strange to me, right? Are they only going to accept the election if they win? Because then why bother running? If it's so, if the elections are all a lie, why bother running at all?
This is a path to chaos in America. It's unprecedented. It's unlawful. And it's un-American.
Un-American. If you vote for anybody that's a Republican, you're un-American.
This is no ordinary year.
Never mind that we are born out of revolution.
So I ask you to think long and hard about the moment we're in.
Long and hard.
In a typical
I'm sorry. I just can't stop myself.
year, we're often not faced with questions of whether the vote we cast will preserve democracy.
Let me tell you something. Every fucking year we have to vote. It's the most important election of our lives. Every fucking time.
Or put us at risk. But this year we are.
Oh, this year, this is the one that's the most important. We're done. Okay, good. No, I don't need to hear any more of that bullshit. Let's see here. Luke, what an evil guy condemning lies and violence, just evil, especially the attacks on Paul. Okay. All right, let's see what Luke Linden has to say. Let's see. With midterms, okay, let's watch this.
The difference between Republican-run states and Democrat-run states. Let me know if you've thought about this, and if you are a MAGA, what's your response? Imagine if blue states had a 40% higher murder rate than red states. Imagine if blue states were only 29% of America's economy and red states were 71%. Imagine if 9 of the top 10 states to get federal welfare benefits from the government, these handouts, were blue states. Imagine if 9 of the top 10 states for maternal mortality and infant mortality were blue states. Imagine if 9 of the top 10 states for gun violence and gun death were blue states. But you know why you never hear Republicans cite those statistics? Republicans
Let me guess.
scream about law and order, but have a 40% higher murder rate than blue states. Republicans scream about the economy, but 71% of the economy is from blue states, only 29% from red states. Republicans claim they despise the federal government, but 9 of the top 10 states to get federal handouts are red states. Republicans claim guns make us safer, but 16 of the top 17 states with gun violence and death rates are GOP states. Republicans claim they are the party of pro-life, but 9 of the top 10 states for maternal mortality and infant mortality are Republican states. So Republicans and MAGAs, here's my very simple question to you. Everything you claim your policies will do, our policies actually do. So my question is, what exactly are you fighting for?
Okay. Thank you for this. I appreciate it. I appreciate the thing. That actually is a perfect tie-in. Reverend Luke Linden. Yes. So Luke says, yeah, when it comes to housing, California and Texas led the way. The system is failing us on affordable housing and housing security, both and all parties. Thank you. So this, what I don't like about, I feel that I've seen those stats before. Absolutely, I have. And I believe that they are generally correct. You always have to be careful on stats and how they're slicing it and dicing it, but I think that they're pretty accurate. But the problem is that what this guy is doing and what we are doing here, what the problem this guy, the Twitter guy that we just watched, is that he is pitting us against each other. The problem Republicans have is that they are overseeing low-income states. Like California, which is, which I'd love to talk about the fact that California has half of all homeless people. Half of all homeless people live in California, okay? Probably 3/4 of all homeless people, the other a quarter live in New York City. Like 60,000 homeless people in New York City. They live in boxes. They go at night, they pull out cardboard and fabricate boxes and live on the streets in New York fucking City. One of the richest places in the world. So, to your point, both in all parties, what happens is that irritates me and maybe enrages me the most is that we are taking sides like it's the Steelers versus the Browns, like the Reds versus the Blues, and it's politicians leading this way that they are driving this message is that it's us against them, and they're doing it because they want the votes. And it's the politicians that are dividing this country, and truly they are the ones that are hurting this country. Not Republicans, not Democrats, politicians. And the media companies and the corporations flame these wars because it's financially beneficial. You know what you get. Actually, Luke says, dude, actually is about uniting, but because he's a Muslim in the South, he can't get elected. Okay, I dig that. I don't know that guy. He cites the stats because he cares about the issues that red states claim to care about, yet certain policies help more than others. Cool. Now, my position is I am a liberal, or whatever you want to call me. I'm a left. I like the word left. I'm a leftist. I am not a communist. I am not a socialist. I happen to believe in reformed capitalism. Okay. I believe in reformed capitalism because I believe that just by magically changing the system, we are not going to get away from greed and selfishness. Greed and selfishness will find a way to succeed in any system. And I happen to believe that in capitalism, thanks. Okay, yeah, you're, okay, cool. So Luke is reformed capitalism. Thank you. I love it. I love it when we see eye to eye. Now, also, I would like to say that I also like to put out my wackiest ideas because we have to get in the habit of accepting the idea that we can have differences and still be friends. Okay? So, like, for example, something that I don't know what your take is on this, Luke, but for example, I believe all drugs should be legalized. I believe on the war, we have proven without a shadow of a doubt that the war on drugs is an utter failure. So, thank you, sir. Thank you. So I think we should radically go the other. We radically locked up all the black people. Didn't seem to stop because here you go, supply and demand. It doesn't matter. You could make it a death sentence to sell drugs, okay? And now what they're going to do is they're just going to start mailing them. We'll never see a drug dealer again, just like now we're doing with abortion pills. I'm totally in support of this. Abortion pills through the mail. Drug dealers, look, you want to murder street level drug dealers? You think that'll make you feel good? That's not going to end drug sales because they're FedExing the drugs from other countries. So how are you going to solve that? Are you just going to start then having to invade other countries that are selling drugs through FedEx? Are you going to have to go to war with FedEx? Are you going to require FedEx to look at every single package that floods through its planes and trains and automobiles? No, this is an impossible thing. This is an impossible thing that you are going to end drug use. Have you tried drugs? Jesus Christ, they're amazing. And by drugs, I mean, have you eaten a Krispy Kreme donut recently? Have you ever felt the Krispy Kreme juices just flow through your veins and the pick-me-up and the euphoria, and then you slam it back with a cup of Starbucks? Good God, that's the greatest feeling ever. Now imagine that times 1,000 with some injection opiates. You really should try it. Well, no, don't. I've never tried it. But I can only imagine that it's amazing. I can only imagine. These are the drugs I have done. I have done marijuana multiple times. I can't get into it. It makes me too paranoid, but I'm hoping when my kids leave, I can get back into it. I did acid once, loved it. I'm hoping to get back into some psychedelics. I smoked one thing. It was either black tar heroin or hashish. I don't know. All I know is it was passed around a room on some aluminum foil. And I took one hit and it was great. It was so great, I just kept going. I'm like, that's too good. And I passed out. And then, of course, I was a professional drinker. I could drink 24 beers plus a few shots any night of the week. A case of beer. I'm not talking like not a real case, 12 beers. I'm talking a case. 24 beers plus shots any fucking night of the week. Good Lord, I love that alcohol. I love it. But I had to stop because I got too good at it. You see? You see? Do you see how I had to stop drinking? Maybe you don't have to stop drinking. Do you see? Could you imagine a world where some people can do meth and some people can't do meth? But you know what? We're all adults and we can decide for ourselves if we can handle meth or not. Huh? Have you ever thought of that? I mean, we're giving Adderall to our kids. It's still the same thing. It's still the same chemical makeup. We're giving it to our kids. Come on. Come on, people. Think, I tell you. So look, that I don't know that Qasim Rashid guy, but I got to look him up. He looks very cool. I love it. But what I got to say is we must stop this desire to villainize people that don't think like us. Okay? I believe what this guy Qasim, which I'm sorry I don't know him. I got to learn. I got to get caught up on Qasim. I'll be following Qasim. Yes, Esquire. I assume he's a lawyer. Yes, Qasim, lawyer and law firm. Yes. Oh, let's see. He's a human rights lawyer, host of Qasim Rashid Show. He probably has people that watch. Maybe I should get on the Qasim Rashid Show. Okay, look, I just don't like bashing the other side and half of the population, okay? What he is, I think, connecting mostly to is poverty. That these conservatives, who now we're seeing, I think mostly we're aligning with education. People that go to college tend to vote more progressively or Democrat aligned, and people without college education tend to vote more conservatively, like Republicans. Now, before you're like, oh, well, that's it. They're just stupid. No. They value other things. I've met a lot of stupid people with PhDs. I mean, stupid, like retarded, okay? Like dumb, like so fucking dumb, okay? College does not make you smart. It does not, okay? So get it out of your head that you're better than somebody because you have a degree, that you have a piece of paper. That's a fucking lie. A total fucking lie. Get it out of your head, okay? It does not make you better. It does not make you smarter. It just makes you into like botany or fucking basket weaving or whatever bullshit you got your doctorate in. Congratulations, you know everything about a leaf. Wow, thank God. And then, you know what? If it's not enough, If it's not enough, then they become an expert on one leaf. They got a doctor on a leaf, and now they think they know everything. And they just love to tell you everything about everything. Ugh, gross. Ugh. These are my friends I'm talking about. So look, this is what I like to do. I like to bash my own people. You know why? Because I know them. Now, a lot of my liberal friends think this is heresy. How dare you? How dare you say things about the Democrats? I thought you were a Democrat. Well, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm a Democrat. And that's why I'm going to bash the Democrats, because I know them most. I don't need to bash people I don't know the most. I wish they would do it themselves. I know Democrats. I know progressives. I know that methodology. And so those are the people I tend to focus on, because we got enough problems on our own side. So we are in this idea. We live in this idea that we are in a cult, that we are in some sort of sacred bubble called Democratic or Republican, and we cannot talk about anything that goes on. It's like all those dead children in Canada that Catholics don't want to talk about in the mass graves. It's like all those children the Catholics love fucking and diddling. They don't want to talk about it. That's the only thing you should be talking about. Okay? That's the only thing you should be talking about. I don't give a fuck like what else goes on in the Catholic Church. That's it. Hi, my name is Sage Lewis. I'm a Catholic, and we love to fucking diddle kids and then bury them in mass graves in Canada. That's how you should start every conversation if you're a Catholic. Oh, and by the way, fuck women. We hate women too. Except when they do all this stuff for us. I mean, I like to be a priest and have the women do all the work and then take all the credit. I mean, I like that. That's what I like women to do. Just fucking shut up and make me a meal, bitch. That is how I would talk if I was a Catholic. I just annoyed by Catholics. I really believe, like, Catholics, I love to play who's worse, the KKK or the Catholic Church. Catholic Church wins every time. By far the worst institution. Also, a wonderful institution. See, that's the problem. Okay, that's why I'm into reform. Okay. It's good. Oh, look. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. All right. Luke, you dig him. Yeah, I got to reach another level of reason and discourse. We can't let QAnon nonsense dictate. I love QAnon. Let's talk about QAnon. Stats and facts and pragmatics. How can we do that and yet hold good boundaries? Oh, good. I'm coming. I hope you haven't left, Luke. Shannon, eliminate both party labels, do right for each other, and work shit out. To preach, Shannon. Heard. Here's the deal, though. When something goes down, the right circles the wagons and doubles down with their support. The left eats their own. Got to be the other way. Okay. Not true. I'm sorry, sir. Luke, I love you, and I love your ideas, but you have drunk the Democratic Kool-Aid. You are regurgitating, like liturgical nonsense. That is not true. The right now is going through a massive upheaval. And you can't tell me you haven't seen it. Like they're right now, they're pushing so far to the right. They're going, and I love it because I wish the left would push so far to the left, but we don't. We actually are like, let's be pragmatic. Let's not vote for Bernie Sanders. Let's vote for sleepy Joe Biden. He's the safe bet. Well, that's been wonderful. Joe fucking Biden, that's been a magical journey, hasn't it? Oh, thank God. No. Liz Cheney, come on. Have you heard of Liz Cheney? She is getting filet-o-fished over there on the fucking right, okay? They eat their own too. If you don't pledge allegiance to Donald Trump and the Donald Trump way of life, you are crushed on the right. And now that is what I'd like to get to on the left. Fuck sleepy Joe Biden. I want the left to be left. I want to go super left. I want to go left, left, left. And I want the right to go right, right, right. And then my theory is then we will be forced to have new parties. I believe the two-party system is the true destruction of America. Yes. I heard that the fathers, the great fathers of America, the forefathers, didn't even want parties. That's what I hear some of them anyways. I think George Washington was an independent, I believe. It's all about Liz. That's an outlier. You cross the wagon line, you're out. Labeled a rhino. Right, see? Yes. Why don't we do that? Why don't we get some kahunas and push our people to the left? Because what we do is we chicken out and we vote for the Joe Bidens. We vote for the Hillary Clintons. We vote for the Barack Obamas. Bernie fucking Sanders, AOC. I want left. I want a communist up there. I want a real communist. Like somebody that is actually a communist and not like one of these fake communists that the Republicans always accuse us of being, which we're totally not. I mean, communism and socialism have to do with giving all of the power of production to the people. No. The Democrats are as capitalist as anybody out there. We're not socialist or communist. I really wish somebody communist would run so we could be like, and that's what a communist is. Luke says, Martin Van Buren created it, tried to counter it, couldn't. He created the system and couldn't beat it. There you go. Man, that sucks. Ah, yes. Martin Van Buren. Sounds like I don't know. I'm suspicious of Martin. So look. Let's talk. Okay, what do we got coming up here? Who to vote for? Let's see. Who to vote for? Ohio 2022. Let's see it. Let's look. Ballotpedia. Let's go. Let's go U.S. Senate. Let's just go big, huh? Shall we? Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance. Let's compare them. Compare Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance. USA Today. Let's see what they have to say. It's a good rhyme. Tim Ryan, talk abortion, inflation in the Fox News town hall. There we go. Okay, which one is handsomer? Got to give it to JD, don't you? I mean, what the fuck is with that chin, Tim Ryan? Good God, you look like a fucking cartoon. I think I've seen Family Guy, and you're on it. Okay, that's not good. I like JD Vance has sharp, beautiful eyes. His tie is, I think, tied a little bit better. Yes, I heard that politicians shouldn't be wearing beards, but maybe we'll change that now. Ohio State candidate J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan. Okay, so J.D. Vance clearly the sexier of the two. Yes, indeed. I think. Do they both have a full head of hair? Yes. Anyway, okay. J.D. Vance, clear winner sexually. Yes. Okay, J.D. Vance and Tim Ryan made their final arguments Tuesday over abortion, immigration, inflation, and other issues. That inflation one is a real doozy, ain't it? Including, don't you remember that one guy? It's the economy, stupid. You remember when he said that? What was that guy's name? I can't remember. He was some pundit or whatever. This is it. The inflation's going to do it. Inflation. J.D. Vance wins, everybody. You know, I hope you. I didn't mean to give you the spoiler without giving you a spoiler alert, but J.D. Vance wins in Fox News Channel town hall because of inflation. In Columbus, Kansas, took questions. Crowd of some 200 voters. Ryan, currently a U.S. House member, struck a moderate tone, of course, because that's how we fucking do it on the left. A moderate tone, saying he wants to work with Republicans and Democrats. He also criticized Vance and Donald Trump. MAGA, like maggots. They love saying that. I hate that fucking term. Political movement for extremism that may be encouraging violence. See, this is why I hate the people like Tim Ryan. Because all we want is to be Republican light. That's as good as we get. And I'm sick of it. So fuck Tim Ryan. And that's all I know about Tim Ryan. Maybe I'll turn my head. I mean, I'm going to vote for Tim Ryan. Don't get me wrong. He's going to lose, but fuck Tim Ryan. We've got to stop the stupid fight, says Tim Ryan. Oh, my God. During the town hall where an audience took turns cheering their guy. Yay! Vance, an author and venture capitalist who's supported by Trump, disputed Ryan's assessment of the political position. Tim should have better researchers, Vance said at one point. The candidates previously clashed over abortion. Get the pills. Fuck this anti-abortion shit. Gun control. Guns. Have them. Immigration. Legal immigration. That's my take, okay? Women should be able to have abortions. We should all be able to have guns. And legal people should be able to see how you can't pin me down? Those are the three on my thing. Inflation, bad. But this was not a debate, and the candidates did not engage with each other on the town hall format. Of course not, because why would you want to do anything interesting? They responded to questions from audience members, moderators, and social media users. Oh, he's like, oh, look, I still don't know who I'm going to vote for, you lying sack of shit, whoever you are. As a result, both candidates played up their top issues. Ryan hit Vance for his opposition to abortion rights. Fair enough. Yeah, fuck that. Vance stressed immigration. I'd like to know more what he's saying about immigration. And Ryan called soft on border security. I would like to know more about that. Whoa, I'm the handsome one here. No, I'm the handsome one here. You saw me on Family Guy. I'm a lady over here on the left. I'm a lady. I don't even know who that is. Martha McCall. I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. Vance on whether we would vote for McConnell for GOP Senate. Okay. The last questionnaire asked Vance if he would vote for Kennedy GOP Senator Mitch McConnell currently to keep his job, and what would likely be Vance's first vote for new senator. Well, what is he going to say? Replied, he is certainly not voting for Democrat Senate Leader Chuck Schumer. There you go. Vance said if McConnell's the only person who runs, it'd be an easy decision. There you go. We'll see what happens when I get to Washington, but at the end of the day, I'm going to represent the people of Ohio and plan to be an independent voice. Who said that? An independent voice for the people who said that? Nobody is going to own my vote card. Who said that? Vance? Okay, maybe. I like that. That sounds good. Vance says teacher could use better pay. I like that too. After being asked what he would do in the Senate to improve schools and help teachers, Vance praised public schools. Oh, that's good. See, I like public schools. Yes. He spoke about I also like private schools. He spoke about his personal experience in the public school system before saying, I went to school. Could use better pay and resources. He mentioned talk with teachers and said he didn't want to cast blame. How the COVID pandemic. I don't blame COVID. No. Made teachers and kids miserable. The Republican said, we need to accept that we made a lot of mistakes. I think that's fair. Vance said he thinks a combination of learning from past mistakes and increased resources will set teachers up for more success. See, this is the shit that we don't want to talk about. We just want to be like, it's about democracy. If you vote for J.D. Vance, you're voting for not democracy. Such nonsense. Such fucking bullshit. See, they're getting us off, and they're using our stupidity against us. Oh, if I vote for J.D. Vance, it's against democracy. No, man. Listen to what he has to fucking say. Vance, abortion should mainly be state-level decision. Vance said that abortion rights should be determined by both federal and state government. I don't understand how that would be. But the state should make up 90% of the decision. What is this? He voiced support for current legislation, a 15-week ban supported by South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, saying it established reasonable exceptions while also a minimum national standard. So, I don't actually know how I feel about the 15-week ban. I'm sorry. We should not in this country be aborting babies who can feel pain. What? Who are fully formed? Should we then, is it pain? Is that what we're talking about? Because those cows that you're fucking eating because you're so fucking fat, J.D. Vance, they feel pain. That's my view, and I'm sorry we're the supporters of it, but it's human pain? How about my father-in-law who spent 48 hours in agony on a hospital bed that they felt that they couldn't give him pain medication because it might kill him? He felt a lot of fucking pain, J.D. Vance. Oh, but you are pretty. Oh, look at you with those glorious eyes. You can't beat a pretty boy like that. Vance aims to listen and communicate better to foster civility. When asked how he contributed more civility between leaders, Vance said the most important thing he could do is listen. That's the most important thing. To listen and communicate better? That's all? That's the most important thing? They make all that money to listen and communicate. That's why they all want to run. He said he worries about how big tech, People don't talk to one another and assume the very worst about anyone who disagrees with their stance. See, I agree with that. I don't know. Big tech is a problem. I could agree with that too. See, I agree with that. Vance says he thinks as a senator he can listen to people who may disagree with and have conversation with people adding to something we do too little in this country. I can't disagree with that. Okay, Vance turns Pelosi attack an immigration issue. Oh, let's see how that goes. Vance condemned the attack on the House Speaker, yes, and said it would not be turned into a political... That's because it's a little too close to home, J.D. Vance. I don't want people killing people like me. No, you kill each other. Kill each other in the streets. Kill a cop. Don't kill a fucking senator or a House person. Don't be stupid. Let's see. And should it not be turned into a political issue by blaming conservative rhetoric, though he probably linked it to immigration? Vance noted that the small section of the country was in the country illegally and therefore should never have had a chance. Okay, I don't know. Endorsing the integrity of Ohio elections. Vance said will support Senate race outcome. Okay, that's good. Women in the audience asked if he believes in integrity of election. I do believe in the integrity, Ryan said, adding that the Ohio Secretary of State does a great job. He had the expects to win, but if he doesn't, he'll support the other winning candidate. That's good. On election integrity, it said some states could work to make their elections more secure, establishing universal voter ID, advocating. I can't be against those things. I mean, I want to know more. But those words are not hateful. When asked about his previous comments echoing groundless claims the 2020 election was stolen, he said a number of the state courts have found they didn't conduct elections in accordance with their own state laws. Okay, see, if that's true, I would like to know. I would like to know more about that. I think that we should have laws for elections. Vance said the biggest threat to American democracy is big tech, in bed with the communist Chinese. Okay, now we're getting a little wacky. Big tech is a big problem. They are trying everything they can by the demand of shareholders to get every second of our time and our eyes, and it is insidious. I don't want these companies interfering with our elections. What about the Russians? J.D. Vance, you like Russians, huh? Now it's the Chinese. Don't worry about those Russians. Vance calls for bipartisanship on border policy. When asked what he would do to secure the southern border, Vance said the border wall needs to be finished. He likes walls. Fuck a wall. I don't give a shit. You want to build a wall, bro? Build a fucking wall. I don't give a shit. It makes you happy? Build a goddamn wall. They're still FedExing the drugs over here. That wall ain't stopping. Yeah. Should declare cartels as terrorist organizations. I guess. I don't know. Canada acknowledged that Joe Biden may not want to do some of the ideas. However, he believes there's likely a chance for both parties to work together. That's nice. I think if we get Republican majorities in Congress, the Democrats are going to be forced to work with us on a couple things. Oh, that would be nice. We need to be willing to reach across the aisle and say, look, if you're willing to get things done for the sake of... See? I'm telling you, honest to God, I thought J.D. Vance was Satan incarnate. Based on what I'm reading here, he seems fine. He seems fine. I don't know. Let's see. Indeed, I'd be a social democrat. The radical idea that taxes should benefit people, not corporations, the military-industrial complex. Right on. Ryan is scum, but at least he doesn't duck and run when shit comes from the high tails back to the endorsements like Vance. Oh, look at Shannon dropping both. Bopping both. Hating on both politicians. I think that's the way to go. Just assume the politicians suck. By the way, vote for Sage Lewis, City Council Ward 8 in May 2023. Anyways, yes. So, look, I will vote for Tim Ryan. For me, I believe that inflation, Joe Biden is not helping. Joe Biden fucked that deal with the Middle Eastern oil guys. He fucked up Afghanistan. That Joe Biden deserves to lose just on Afghanistan alone. What a nightmare. I hate that. But there is global inflation, but it's hard to say if maybe America isn't fanning the flames of that global inflation. I don't know. Mostly, for me, this abortion issue is top on my mind. You know why? Because I'm rich. I'm rich, bitch. I don't give a fuck what shit costs. Gas cost me $120 to put in my truck. Who cares? That's where I'm at in my life right now. Doesn't matter to me. So I get to think about stupid shit like abortion. If I couldn't afford gas, I might be a little more upset about inflation. You see? So now I get to think theoretical. If Tim Ryan becomes senator, what kind of chance is he going to have to push back on this abortion issue? And also, I do kind of like state rights stuff. I'm tired of the government. Look, as a guy who's being sued by the government for wanting to shelter people on my own land, I'm a little sensitive to the government being all up in my business. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel me? I'm a little tired of it. So I have become quite libertarian. I want the government out of my shit. I want people to be able to buy sex and sell sex. I want people to buy drugs and use drugs. I want people to be able to put homeless people on their goddamn land. I believe that zoning is a racist piece of bullshit only meant to help white landowners like me. But when I, a white landowner, want to do something that would help somebody that isn't a white landowner, all of a sudden now I'm anti-zoning. I'm the enemy of the city. But you know what? I think the genie's out of the box. I think they're going to FedEx these pills to all the women that want them. I think that mail order abortions are going to be the new thing. They're going to get better at them. I just read an article, I think in the New York Times, how they're safe and easy to use and cheaper. So FedEx your abortion drugs right to your house. Get your abortion at home whenever you need it. And yeah, that's how I feel. And I'll tell you why I support abortions. It's not that I love abortion. In fact, before this whole mess, I was kind of down on abortions. I'm like, look, ladies and men, everybody, this is fucking a real deal. You aren't a candy shop. You're not a bakery where you're just pumping out cakes. These are like actual human beings. Human beings are pretty awesome or pretty terrible. We think. We like to do drugs and have sex, a lot like animals. But I mean, we could also build things. We can build a house. You might give birth to the next Adolf Hitler, the next Elon Musk. Who supports Big Pharma? Fuck Big Pharma. Joe Biden said we beat Big Pharma. What a lie. What a lie. Tell me more about this Big Pharma thing. I like talking about Big Pharma. You should take it seriously. You should take it seriously. All right. I love you, Shannon. Thank you for being here. Peace and light to you as well, my dear. I'll see you. Not Big Pharma. Fuck. Now look, I confused myself. What are we just talking about? Oh, abortion. Oh yeah. I used to be pretty look. Yeah, I said buy the pills. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. But now we have yet again made it women versus fetuses, just like we've made it conservatives versus Democrats. We've politicized it, and now we have made fetuses and women. We have to choose between them, and by and large, conservatives are taking the fetus side, liberals are taking the women's side, and so I am taking the women's side. And to which I say, sorry about your luck, fetus. Better luck next time. Hopefully there was a rainbow bridge and you just crossed it and you'll cross back over into another fetus that will eventually channel. I don't know. I don't know what happens over there with fetus consciousness. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I like to think about consciousness. So I'm with the women. Now I'm like, have an abortion whenever you want. I mean, I do tend to fall on the line of like, if you can take out the baby and let it live in an incubator and that woman doesn't have to do shit with it, that's fine. Put it in an incubator, whatever. Let it, if it's not too big of a problem for the woman to go and get that thing out and put it in an incubator and she can move on with her life, fine. I believe if we hadn't politicized the thing, what we would have done is we could have like propaganded our way out of abortions, just like we propaganded our way out of smoking cigarettes. In cigarettes, you know, cigarettes, they just keep going up and up and up in cost. And then you see all these commercials about smoking kills, smoking blah, smoking, and, you know, and smoking goes down. Wonderful. A wonderful way. Cigarettes are still legal. You can roll your own still very affordably. All you do is you just go get pipe tobacco and you roll your own pipe tobacco. So far, don't tell the politicians this, but pipe tobacco is not taxed like cigarette tobacco. So you just go get pipe tobacco and you roll your own. It's super cheap. But yeah, smoking is bad, right? Don't smoke. But if you want, smoke. That's what I love. That's the kind of shit I like. Okay. Smoking's bad, don't smoke, but if you want to smoke, smoke. That's it. I feel like we could have done the same thing on abortion. Abortions are bad, don't have an abortion. Here, have you heard that you can get money for selling your baby? Have you heard that other countries will pay you for babies? Is that a white baby I see there? Oh my God, forget it. Oh my God, you hit the jackpot with white babies. I mean, come on. Nothing better than a white baby. So stupid. Designer white. Although they like all kinds of babies. They like the Asian babies. There are designer babies. You can mix and match. Just like, breeding. Like a Labradoodle. You can get a Mexican and Asian baby. There's all kinds of cute babies that you can mix and match and sell on the market. Problem solved. Basically, pay for babies. Abortion's over. It now becomes a fucking income stream for low-income people. No more abortions. Problem fucking solved. But no, we have to make it political, so it's fetus versus woman. And so now I'm on team woman, and fuck the fetus. I'm sorry, fetus. Better luck next time. That's all I can say. You're winning right now. And so we yet again have oppressed and subjugated men, white men, mind you, have told women what they can and can't do with their body. Irritates the fucking shit out of me. I don't like what anybody tells me to do anything with my body. Look, if I want to drink Clorox, is it illegal to drink Clorox? I don't think it is. I don't think it's illegal to drink Clorox. Okay? I think that would kill me, but I think it's legal. Like a Labradoodle. Yeah, right. Yeah, like a Labradoodle. You can get all kinds of designer babies, Jane. There's all kinds. I have a Labradoodle. He's the greatest. Love my Labradoodle. I think it's legal for me to drink Clorox, as it should be, right? I should be allowed to drink Clorox. But I also should have to deal with the consequences of drinking Clorox, okay? Don't drink Clorox, kids. Bad. Is it illegal to do the Tide Pod challenge where you eat a Tide Pod? It should not be illegal to do the Tide Pod challenge, but you should not do the Tide Pod challenge. You see, why is it legal to eat a Tide Pod but not LSD? I'll tell you why. Because they don't like you getting to choose what you get to do with your own life. They're outraged by it. How dare you have a meaningful psychological experience? We, the white men of America, have determined that is not how you have a psychological, a fun time. No. You can have a fun time with alcohol. You can have a fun time. We like to go down to the Bahamas. We like to go down to the Key West. Well, we can't go down to Naples anymore because that fucking is destroyed. Nature hates rich white people, I guess. Nature hates everybody. Don't worry. It's nothing personal. Nature hates poor people, rich people. Doesn't even give a shit. Whatever. How can it be that it is legal to eat a Tide Pod, but not legal to eat meth? What's the difference? What is the fucking difference? Well, I mean, Tide Pods are useful. Okay. What is so fucking useful about alcohol? Well, it makes a shit ton of money. Duh, Sage. It's the only thing it's good for. It's not like we have to prove that like marijuana has medicinal capabilities. Meanwhile, like alcohol is the biggest killer of all these drugs and has no value whatsoever other than you wanting to kill your wife and burn down your house. It's a terrible, terrible drug. But the Germans and the Irish put up such a stink. We literally put it on our amendment on the Constitution to stop it, and then we had to put another thing on our Constitution to stopping it. It's madness, 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 I tell you. So these are the things. I honestly do not believe, based on, look, I do believe that elections should be fair and abide by the laws, okay? It does Jane says you don't talk as much on Tide Pods. That's true. I will say that about meth. Some of my friends on meth are so annoying, and I can't take it. They just don't stop talking. It's just unbelievable how much they won't stop talking. And so I mean, that's the number one reason I don't like people on meth is because they just won't shut up. It's like me, except they're not on a show. They're just in my car, just yammering and yammering and yammering about nothing. Sometimes about talking rocks, and they want to show me pictures of rocks that have told them the great secrets of the universe. Ugh, it's so exhausting. It's the number one reason I don't like meth. Just all the talking. Can you just shut up? No, they can't. No, I have to put them in my car, and we're going someplace, and they have to talk non-fucking stop about bullshit. It's just, ugh, it's exhausting. One of the reasons I like the opiate users, sleepy. As long as they're not dead. Yeah. Jane says even when they quit, it doesn't change. I believe it. They're probably just natural born talkers. I mean, like, look, when somebody is has a good high on opiates, they're not dying, they're breathing, they're just super chill. Love them. They're just over there sitting on a chair, just napping, just having a grand old time. Every once in a while I go over and shake him and be like, hey man, you cool? He's like, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm like, fine. We condemn these injection opiate users, and really they are the people that are doing the least amount of damage or annoyance to society. I mean, sometimes they leave their needle on the ground, and usually I think that's just because they're so fucking high. They've just forgot. You know, can you imagine just being so fucking chill? So relaxed that you just walk away. You're like, you just leave all your stuff. You know, your needle, your backpack, your car, everybody. They're just looks so good. I don't know why we hate them. Their personality changes. I do think that's true. I do think that all these drugs change people's personalities. Have you ever seen an alcoholic who started out their drinking as a happy drunk, and then they end up as a sad drunk? The sad drunk. I hate those fucking crying, whiny men drunks. So tedious. I was just like, whatever happened to fun drunk? Now you just sit around crying all day. Or angry drunk. Angry. Oh, there's nothing you can do with angry drunk. He just won't stop. You can't talk him down. He's just fucking furious and pissed and just terrible. But yeah, so I do believe these drugs do change people's personalities. And I'm not here to advocate that everybody should be getting high and that drugs are the greatest thing in the world. What I am advocating for is A, your life, do whatever you want, as long as you're not bothering me. And B, why don't we have a meaningful conversation? Why can't we have a meaningful conversation about drugs? We have a drug in our society called alcohol that has no meaningful value to anyone. It is like the worst way to deal with your emotions. Take it from me, an alcoholic. I haven't drank in 19 years, but you know how it is. Like you start drinking and all your problems go away, right? And it's awesome. It's like so great, and it can happen like so fast. You have no more problems. And then, then that night happens, and now the problems you had before they feel 10 times worse because you're hungover, and you probably have added on new problems from the night before. What a terrible, terrible drug. It's like, why can't we compare? Why can't we have an honest conversation between a moderate meth user and a moderate drinker? And don't tell me there are no moderate meth users, because there certainly are. There certainly are. Do you know about the who is the professor that uses opiates? Yeah, Hart. This guy. Do you know this guy? Look at this guy. This guy right here. This heroin using professor wants to change how we think about drugs. Professor Carl Hart saw drugs as destroyers of communities. Then he saw the positive side. We have miseducated the public, says Carl Hart of Columbia University. Mind you, Columbia University, one of the great universities of America, went all the way back to the Revolution, American Revolution. Carl Hart, a neuroscientist at Columbia University, fielded questions the other day about his new book, which makes an unconventional case for drug use. Dr. Hart, are you on anything now? Jesus Christ. No, I'm in interview season now, he said in a recent afternoon. Why would you waste your substance on an interview? You have to concentrate and focus. To deal with the stress and boredom of interviews? Well, perhaps if you were at an academic reception, he said. Now, you might take something that will help you get through it, he said, like a low dose of opioids or a low dose of stimulant or something of that nature. Dr. Hart, 54, one of the first tenured African-American science professors at Columbia, is a gadfly among drug researchers and a rock star among advocates for decriminalizing drugs. In Drug Use for Grown-Ups, Chasing Liberty in the Land of Fear, he confides that he used heroin regularly for the last 4 years and describes the time he took morphine daily for 3 weeks in order to experience withdrawal. There you go. You can read all about it. Why can't we have these kinds of conversations? We demonize things and we're like, no, drugs bad. That's all I know. Drugs bad. No. Drugs, if drugs are bad, then alcohol is bad. It's you can't put alcohol in another category. You can't be like, well, alcohol, it's alcohol, duh. If anything, oh yeah, Jane's right. I bet he doesn't get fentanyl in his drug. No, man, that guy's getting legit shit right from fucking Afghanistan. Pure baby heroin. Woo! I have old friends that are like, man, I wish I could get some good heroin around here. There ain't no heroin on the streets of Akron. Nope, it's all that fentanyl bullshit. They hate it too. It's like, it's not as good. They're like, it's not as good. It's not as good. Why can't we have these conversations? Okay? I think we will have these conversations because it's staring us right in the face. If we allow alcohol, which has no medicinal effect at all, why can't we talk about other drugs and the pros and cons? I mean, we're doing it already in marijuana, and maybe we are getting there. Maybe it's like, well, Sage, come on, man. We can't freak out people. They're small-minded, and they can't handle real talk. Oh, fuck you. They can too. So, we're giving, wait. Is there a legal version of meth? So, prescription methamphetamine. Everything you need to know. When you think of methamphetamine, the dangerous street drug meth may come to mind. That makes sense because the stimulus is sold illegally in the U.S. But there is also a legal FDA-approved version of the drug, and it's called methamphetamine hydrochloride, Desiccin. And in rare cases, doctors prescribe it to treat a couple of medical conditions, specifically ADHD and obesity. Desiccin is a tablet you take by mouth. You have to follow all your doctor's directions on how and when you take it. The prescription isn't refillable because it's potential drug abuse and dependence. Here's what you need to know. Desiccin approved to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in people over 6 years old. Are you fucking me right now? 7-year-olds can take this shit? It boosts attention. It reduces impulsive and hyper behavior. It works by altering the amounts of certain natural substances in the brain. It's meant to be used along with other ADHD treatment like counseling. Weight loss. The doctors may prescribe Desiccin to help you shed pounds if you're obese. It's approved only for short-term use along with low-calorie eating. Although prescription methamphetamine can curb your appetite, its effect on the central nervous system, and it may also play roles. Okay, so do you see that? We're already putting it in, and talk to anybody who is a regular user of methamphetamine. They don't eat. They're skinny. I'm always getting them after them. Would you eat something and drink some water? Okay? I have friends who sleep 8 hours every night, and they use meth every day. They get on a schedule. They're like, I get up at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I smoke some meth, and I go about my day. And then by the time it wears off at night, I go to bed. Why can't we talk about this? This is bananas. It's bananas. We have to talk more. We have to talk more. Don't be afraid. All right, everybody. Let me see. Thank you. Diet pills. Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's meth is a diet pill. Okay. And the other thing is, a lot of my friends who are using meth were on like Adderall as a kid. Then they started using illegal substances, and then they got cut off from all prescription drugs. So the only people they can go to are street doctors, street pharmacists, because it's illegal for them to get any kind of these drugs through a doctor. So they have to self-medicate. Meanwhile, they're giving away meth to people over 6 years old. Come on, people. Come on. Stop letting the government intrude in our lives. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now you Republicans are doing it as bad as the Democrats. It's bananas. All right, people. I love you. You're awesome. And I will see you next time.